Hey y'all, welcome to Wild Blue. So today we're going to be talking about crop circles. Personally, I think there's something eerie about them. The way they appear out of nowhere in the dead of night, it's enough to give anyone the chills. And the precision with which they're made, it's almost too perfect to be the work of human hands. Some folks say it's the work of aliens, that they're trying to communicate with us in some way. Others think they're just a clever hoax perpetrated by some people that got too much time on their hands with some rope and boards. So anyway, we're going to look into it here on Wild Blue. We'll stick around and we'll figure out what this is all about.
Aliens are among us. No doubt about it.
So generally, people stumble onto these crop circles in the wheat fields. They find these wheat stalks have been bent and formed into these generally circular patterns, many times in these complex, elaborate geometric designs. You got the stalks all facing the same direction. And the real strange ones, there's no sign of any footprints or any sort of human intervention at all. It's as if the wheat has been pushed down by some unseen force. The real interesting ones are when the stalks are bent about halfway up at the nodes. The wheat continues to grow and sometimes change as it grows. It causes the patterns to change as well. And there's no sign of any damage to these wheat stalks that you might see if you were just flattening them down with some boards. And these crop circles can be just a few circles in some kind of geometric form, or they can cover many acres of a field with all kinds of complex geometries and meanings and hidden text within them. The earliest known case of a crop circle before the 20th century took place in Hertfordshire, England, back in the 1600s. A fellow by the name of John Wickens had a disagreement over a farmer in dealing with him to mow his field. And so he told him that if they didn't work this out, the devil was going to mow his field and he weren't going to like it. Well, the next morning, Mr. Wickens woke up to find that his field has been mowed in a very strange way. A pattern had been cut in the field, making it look like a devil with horns and a tail and everything. And the strange thing about that is that no one had seen anyone doing any mowing out there. Now some folks reckon that this was just a tall tale that grew out of a dispute between these two fellas that couldn't come to an agreement. And there ain't nothing to it. But maybe there is more to the story than meets the eye. Maybe the devil did really get out there and mow this guy's field, or maybe it was something different altogether. Possibly the work of some other supernatural or unknown force. It was likely just the guy that was trying to do the mowing that was unhappy with his inability to come to an agreement. He went out there and did it himself. But you know, this one's kind of different than most of the modern crop circles in that the grass was mowed rather than bent down. But anyway, we'll get on into some of these newer cases that align more with what we expect to see when we look at crop circles. In modern times, there was a resurgence in these crop circle sightings beginning in 1966 in the town of Tully, Australia. A guy by the name of George Peddle was out inspecting his fields one day, and he noticed something strange on his paddock. When he looked out into his field, he saw what seemed to be some strange shapes forced into the field about 32 feet in diameter. The grass had been flattened into a clockwise circular spiral, and there were no signs of any footprints or anything that would lead him to believe someone had done this in the dead of night. At first glance, folks didn't know what to make of it. Thought maybe it was some sort of secret military experiment or government activity going on, or just the work of some prankster, but it was kind of a new thing because no one had ever seen this kind of deal before at this time. Then a fella by the name of James McDonald got involved. He's a physicist and a ufologist, and that's where this story comes out, that maybe this was the work of aliens flying their ships around and creating these patterns, possibly in a way to communicate with us. He thought maybe it was caused by some kind of energy beam, or possibly the marks from where their craft landed. So here's a few of the most famous crop circles that have been discovered over the years. And if you notice, many of these have been found in the late 90s and early 2000s, which was kind of the heyday for crop circle making. First off, there's the Milk Hill Formation. This one appeared in a wheat field in England back in 2001, and it's one of the largest and most complex crop circles ever discovered. It's made up of 409 individual circles, arranged in a beautiful geometric pattern. Circles are so precise that they're nearly mathematically perfect, if that's a thing. And the whole thing covers an area of over 800 feet across in this field. Then there's a chill Bolton formation found in a field back in Hampshire, England in 2001 as well. This one's interesting because it's not just a particular geometric pattern, but it's actually got a message embedded within it. Instead, it's a picture of what appears to be a humanoid face. Lastly, there's the Crabwood Formation, found in Winchester, England in 2002. This one depicts what appears to be an alien face, holding some kind of disc as well, with some binary code on it. The message reads, "Beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. Much pain but still time. Believe that you're still good out there. We oppose deception." And it ends with the words "conduit closing." And although crop circles have kind of gone to the wayside, you don't see them too much anymore, especially after companies started hiring these crop circle makers to come out and make these circles in their fields as part of promotional campaigns. You started seeing some real complex designs and all kinds of things that were really just attributed to human intervention and not something strange. But there's still some worth mentioning here, and like we got this one here from 2019 from Wiltshire, England, that takes the form of a jellyfish. The formation was about 200 feet wide and had these circle designs and also these tentacle-like structures coming up the side that made it resemble a jellyfish. And then in 2020 we had a few more sightings in England and also in the United States. One that was most interesting was the one that appeared in a field in California. It's about 150 feet across and had a number of concentric circles and complex designs that were very intricate. Looked like it would be very difficult to perform as a human doing these kind of things, but you know, you never know. There's some pretty ingenious people out there that may be able to accomplish this feat. But you know, with all these crazy sightings out here, with designs becoming more intricate and complex, you kind of lose the essence of what makes a crop circle. And those are the ones that are maybe not so complex and geometrically intricate, but they're the ones that are just kind of out there. They're pretty small usually, fairly simple designs, but they're the ones that exhibit all the characteristics that kind of separate it from what can be done by human hands. And that would include the beent stalks, strange electromagnetic radiation emanating from it, differences in the electromagnetic fields behind it, and even video footage of some kind of craft that may actually be creating them. Maybe it's ball lightning, maybe some kind of UFOs or alien operated drones. It's hard to say for certain, but there's definitely something more to it than someone getting out there and making these with some boards strapped to their feet. Personally, I think there's some kind of deeper meaning to this. Maybe a message from the universe or from the aliens trying to tell us something and we're just not quite grasping it. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about crop circles, where they're from, who's making them, and why they're here. If y'all have any stories on UFO sightings, if you got any video footage, got anything on Bigfoot, Sasquatch, ghosts and the like, send them to wildbluetvstories@gmail.com. Check out our website, check out our Facebook page. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that said, Wild Blue out.